Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily if you're new here, and today we're going to be doing a little update video on the propagations that I started with in my Propagate With Me video. So I don't know how close these guys are going up together because I haven't even edited that one yet and it's about 3 weeks later. I'm also going to do a little update on the alocasia frydek that I broke off of my mother plant in my Repot With Me alocasia video. So let's just get into it. I'm gonna start, actually we're just gonna start with the frydek because that's the only thing in this jar. So the frydek has lost its big leaf, but it's actually getting ready to pop out a new one. The leaf actually just got removed a couple days ago. But look at these roots! You guys, oh my goodness, there's so many. I really need to put this in soil. I should have done that 2 months ago, but I didn't. So it's just been chilling in this little weird vase thing that I got from a thrift store and having a good time. The roots are super long. They're curly because it's been sitting like this. But that was super fun. I'm glad it got a piece of rhizome with it because that's a super fun little, I wasn't even sure if it was gonna work. I was hoping it would because I had done that with my variegated alocasia that I used to have whenever it arrived because it lost every single root it had and all but one leaf in transit. So that's okay. We're gonna start with the actual Propagate With Me video ones with this. I actually have not looked at this one very much. So philodendron, this guy has nothing happening yet. That's okay. It might soon. This variegated one doesn't have any root growth yet, but for some reason has decided to start pushing out an axillary bud. What? You already have a growth tip. It has decided that it does not want to grow roots, but it will try to push out a second vine. But that's okay. It'll do whatever it wants. And then we have, oh, this one does have roots. Cool. I was like, do any of these have roots? Because the other one that's in here, other than this, does not have roots. That's cute. But this is just, I don't remember which of the plants this was from. It was from one of the two Scindapsus. They look very similar because the one was kind of reverting to not have the silver. But this guy has a root. It's actually almost ready to be planted. I don't see an axillary bud, so no growth point yet, but it's going good. And then this last one, this was definitely from the Silvery, and if I remember correctly, and zero activity. I'm also going to use this as an opportunity to actually change the water in that one because I have not done that yet. We're just going to do the rest of this. Oh, spilled water on the floor. Good thing I have a towel today. We're going to start with the rest of the Scindapsus because I know they have the least root growth. Oh my, that was not a sentence, but you know what I mean. So this is just like a little overview of the bundle. There's a few, I'll pull out the ones that have roots. Quite a few of them don't have roots, but you know, it's fine. I'm not too mad about it because I know Scindapsus take forever. Actually, most of them have at least oh, threw it on the ground. It'll be okay. Most of them have at least a ½ inch of roots. Actually, almost all of them do. So that's better than I was expecting. I didn't think these guys had any roots. So I'll probably leave these in water for another month or two. I'm definitely leaving them in for another month because I go on winter break next week and I'll be out of the apartment for a month. Luckily, I have someone coming to watch my plants because they need help. So I have a philodendron bipennifolium in here because it wasn't working in the container that it was in, and these guys were having so much fun. So I'm just gonna attempt to take everything out. This is where the roots are really happening. So all of these have popped little axillary buds, so they're starting new growth, and this one is actually just starting a root right under my finger, like right there. It's just starting to pop out a root. That one's a lower variegation, but the area that the axillary bud is on the stem, let me see if I can show you that, is pretty variegated. So hopefully the new vine is gonna be gorgeous. Fingers crossed. This longer guy does actually have some decent roots and is pushing out an axillary bud, which is very exciting because when you cut a plant up like this, it has to produce a new growth point, and that's what the axillary buds are, is where the new growth is going to come from. So this guy was one of my favorite leaves, and it's actually doing super well. It's got, I think, 4 roots started and a really big axillary bud. Very exciting. And then these last 2 don't have like the most exciting, oh, well, that one has a giant axillary bud. Wow. Really big axillary bud there and some small roots. And then this one has like a tiny root and nothing else going on, but that's okay, they take some time. I've noticed that these variegated heart leaves are super slow rooters, especially in comparison to the Monstera Siltepecana, which is the other thing that was in the jar with them. So, wow, they got tons of roots super fast. Oh, I haven't checked on them in a few days. And this one has a little axillary bud in there that's actually about to start forming a leaf. I'm very excited about these guys because my plant was just like one big vine and I didn't want it to just be one big vine anymore. So this one also has an axillary bud and a super long root. I think I'm actually gonna have to plant these before I go. And then this last one, I do not see the axillary bud forming yet, but super long roots. Yeah, I just wanted to give like a little update and show that each of the plants and even each of the cuttings is taking a different amount of time to root, produce axillary buds, do everything. And they were all in the same lighting conditions. They sit on the same table. Similar water. It's all the same water. I don't change it super often, which I know I should. I just don't. But yeah, I just wanted to give like a quick little update. The Siltepecana out of this batch seems to be the fastest rooting and fastest growing. And I would say that the variegated heartleaves root the slowest, even in comparison to the Scindapsus, which is saying a lot because Scindapsus take forever to root most of the time. And then our little bonuses of the frydek and of the bipennifolium. This guy's been in water. This is from when I did my plant swap unboxing. This guy was like a big 4-leaf cutting. I cut it up. The other pieces are on my table that you're sitting on. So this one, the roots were just trying to like, so it's supposed to be like this way and the roots are just trying to grow up. So I moved it into a different jar hoping that would help, and it seems to have not helped at all. But what can you do? So if you like this video and you want more videos like this, like I can do some more what I've been propagating videos because I have a lot of things propagating. Give it a like, leave me a comment, tell me which one of these is your favorite. I know which ones are my favorite. I really enjoy the variegated heartleaf and the Siltepecana and my Scindapsus. I like all of them. I'm a big fan of Scindapsus. I currently have 5 varieties in my home. So if that's saying anything, yeah. So thank you all for watching. Feel free to follow me on Instagram. I do little stories and post pictures when I remember. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful rest of your week. Bye! Okay, I wanted to grab a couple little clips of these guys a little bit closer. Sorry if the camera's shaky. I don't know what to do about it. So this is one of the Siltepecanas. As you can see, the axillary bud is just popping right there. The little tiny baby leaf. I left a lot of the stem in because the way that this jar is and how small these leaves are, I wanted it to be able to sit without having to rest a ton of weight on these tiny, tiny leaves. I'm gonna grab one of these guys. So this is a little bit more of a close-up. So that's the axillary bud, this big bud right in front of my thumb, big green thing. And then this one had aerial roots all around the cutting. And so far, 4 of them have started to turn into water roots, and 4 of them have not, yet at least. But yeah, you can see the variegation in the stem on this one, like a lot right through here. And you can see that the bud, maybe, if it wants to focus, the bud is going through an area that's striped. So that should mean that the new growth comes out striped. This is another really good representation of how striped the stem is. I mean, just look at that. That's crazy. And this one has a very large axillary bud right there going through another part of the stripes, which I'm very happy about. And this one was a slightly lower variegation leaf than a lot of the ones that I have. So that's exciting to see that it's doing that. I'll do a little close-up of this guy, because I talked about it a bit, but it's got, this is the bipennifolium cutting, by the way. It's got that little axillary bud coming out, and it's big fuzzy roots. It's actually ready to go into soil. I just haven't moved it yet. And then let me grab one of the Scindapsus cuttings that's like actually rooting. I don't see an axillary bud on like any of these Scindapsus yet, but they do have, cute, they do have their roots starting, which is, the mother plant hasn't even started putting out an axillary bud on these guys, so I'm not really surprised. But yeah, I just wanted to pop in and show you how I have them laid out on my floor now. I put a towel down because I knew they were gonna be wet and I didn't want my floor all wet. Ooh, gosh, almost just knocked over the little cup of water. Well, that's 2 of them tangled together. This is the one. This one has a huge, huge axial bud that's actually gonna start branching. And, oops. Big root, like real big root there. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Bye!